Hi, good morning, students. Good morning to you all. Just hang on for a minute. I'll just drink some water. So we can start now. So can you just like update me like where did we stop? Okay, we can. Okay, we have completed till the flagella diagram. Okay, we can start it now. Okay, so flagellum is singular. We'll write some notes. Flagella is plural. Okay, so what is filament? Filament is a proteinaceous substance. Okay, it is a hollow, rigid, cylindrical rod. It is made of a protein called as flagellin. Okay, It's very thin. It's about 10 to 12 nanometer in diameter, and 1 to 70 nanometer in length. Okay, so this is what this filament is all about. Then you have hook. The hook is made up of many subunits of proteins. Okay, so please take this thing down. Okay, so if you guys are done, like we can proceed further. So you are able to understand this thing. So what is filament? Filament is a proteinaceous structure. You have this filament in flagella. It is made up of protein. So that is why we call it as a proteinaceous structure. It is hollow, rigid, cylindrical rod. So it is hollow. You know what is the meaning of hollow? It is rigid and it is like a cylindrical structure. It is a rod shaped structure. What is it made up of? It is made up of a protein which is called as flagellin. Okay, they have given the dimensions here. You please study it. It is like 10 to 12 meter in diameter, not 12 nanometer in diameter, and then like 1 to 70 nanometer in length. You guys should be knowing that nanometer means 10 to the power minus 9 meter. 1 nanometer is equal to, nano means 10 to the power minus 9. Remember that thing. So this is something that you need to know. And what is hook? The hook is like just a proteinaceous structure again, which is made up of many subunits of proteins. Okay, so now we'll move on to the second thing, which we call it as the basal body. Third thing. Okay, the basal body is the complex part of flagellum. So the gram negative bacteria will have 4 rings as basal body. The gram-positive bacteria will have two rings as basal body. Excuse me. The inner ring is connected with the plasma membrane. The outer ring is fixed with the peptidoglycan layer. Okay. The basal body allows 360-degree rotation. So we'll just study about the basal body. You see here, you are able to see what kind of cell wall is this. Can you just quickly tell me? Looking at this cell wall, are you able to identify what kind of cell wall is this? Right, man? Yeah. Now look at this diagram and tell me whether it is a gram positive or a gram negative quickly. Who is telling it's gram positive? It is not a positive, it is a gram negative. Why it is gram negative? Because you are able to see two layers. Peptidoglycan layer is there, and then like you also have outer membrane, and moreover you are able to see four rings are there. This is what we call it as a ring. Okay, the two rings are attached with the plasma membrane or the cytoplasmic membrane. Yes, we are studying only about the prokaryotic cell. We are not studying about the eukaryotic cell at all. Whatever we are studying now is only about the prokaryotic cell. So you are able to see a peptidoglycan layer and you are able to see an outer membrane. The moment you see two layers in the cell wall, it means it is a gram negative. But if only one peptidoglycan layer is there, then we call it as what? Gram positive. So the gram positive will have only two rings. One will be there in the plasma membrane, and the other one will be there in the peptidoglycan layer. This is gram positive. Suppose if it is gram negative, you will have three distinct layers. One is the plasma membrane, the second one is the peptidoglycan layer, and the third one is a lipid layer. So here you'll be able to see four distinct things. That liposaccharide layer is only, we call it as outer membrane. Okay, so if you are seeing here, you are able to see four rings and how it is attached, you are able to see. This is a gram negative case. Okay, the inner ring is connected with what? The plasma membrane. So there are two rings or four rings. Whenever it is four rings, the inner rings are attached with the plasma membrane. And then the outer ring is fixed with the peptidoglycan layer. You see here, the outer ring is fixed with the peptidoglycan layer or the cell wall. And what is the thing that you are able to understand? This basal body will allow a 360-degree rotation. So you are able to see that the filament is passing through it. So you have this core filament. Okay, this rod is there. This rod is the central part of the filament. Okay, this rod which is like running through is the central part of the filament. Are we guys able to understand? No, it does not move by whipping or somersault movement. It will move only by rotational movement. It will give a rotor movement. Okay, the movement of flagella in prokaryotes is basically through propeller movement. Yeah, like how your propeller is moving. So it will be like kind of moving in a circular way. What does the triangle denote? Where is the triangle? Okay. That is just the lighting effect, nothing else. Just to indicate the gap. They have tried to project it in a three-dimensional way. That's the shadow. Okay, so this is about the basal body and flagellum. So now you also have pili or pili. Present on the surface of bacteria. It is not used for movement. It is shorter than flagella. Thinner than flagella. They help in attachment. While conjugation. Okay. There are two types of pili. Pili, the regular and sex pili. Only for conjugation. All other attachments. So you have this thing which is called as villi. Okay, singular is pilus.
சார்
சொல்லுங்க.
சார் ஒன்றே ஒன்று சார், ஒரு மெசேஜ் ஒன்று உங்களுக்கு போட்டிருக்கேன் சார். ஒரு மீட்டிங், கவுன்சிலர் மீட்டிங் சனிக்கிழமை இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி சார் சொன்னாருன்னு போட்டிருக்கேன்.
சரி.
அதில் அப்படி ஸ்டூடெண்ட் சொல்லிருங்க. நான் அந்த லிங்க்
சரி.
அனுப்பியிருக்கேன் ஜூமில்.
சரி, ஓகே, ரைட்.
ஓகே சார்.
Children, there is a career counseling meeting for you. Okay, the link of which is posted here. It is happening tomorrow. Okay, the time for which will be is 12:30 tomorrow. Tomorrow there is a career counseling meeting. Okay, at 12:30. Basically, it is like given by some students of Nelsar. Some students who are studying in a institute which is called as Nelsar, they are giving a talk tomorrow. Okay, so it would be useful for you. You please attend it. 12:30 tomorrow. You see the link. Everyone is having that link. Okay, it was passed. It is not like advice exactly. It is like kind of like yeah, user ID is same. This is just that some students who passed out and then like and have gone to some good colleges, they are going to come and talk to you about it. You can join it with the meeting ID. Okay, there is a meeting ID and password. You can just get that meeting ID and password and then you can go for it. You just note this thing down. I think you will be able to do it. You have a meeting ID which is 875 4766 0965. This is password will become 123451. This is the meeting ID. Password. Yeah, it will happen via Zoom app only. Yeah. If you're interested, you can just attend it. Timing is 12:30 tomorrow. No doubt solving session and all tomorrow. Tomorrow only this particular thing is there. Hey, are you able to see my screen? If you are able to see my screen, I have given the meeting ID and password. You can just take it and then join it. Okay, some students are saying that it is like not visible. For many, it is visible. Please check your structure. I mean, like your settings. Okay, I am getting like 95% plus is like saying visible only. It will be maximum for an hour, not more than that. It might be like 12:30 to 1:30 maximum, not more than that. Anyways, you are going to stay inside our house and do nothing. So why not just like do this thing? Okay, now coming back to our main thing. This is pileless. Okay. You please note one more important point. This pili is seen only in gram negative. This is a very important point that you should know. So far we haven't seen pili being is seen only in gram negative. If you are having any doubts in this particular page, can you just ask me? Yeah, that is what gram positive will not have pili. So far, whatever pili has been studied, it has been found only in gram negative bacteria. Yeah, they are like hair-like structures. Correct. Okay. So children, so that is the thing. So now we'll move on further. When it is undergoing the process of conjugation, we have studied about how it is attaching. No, you see that there are two types of pili. So some types of pili will be like helping only in attachment. Okay, some of them are involved only in conjugation. Those which are used only in conjugation, we call them as sex pili. When they are not involved in conjugation, but they are just used as surface attaching things, then we call it as pili. Attachment on surfaces, basically you have attachment. Say for example, a bacteria has to grow on a surface, it has to attach. So for that attachment you need this thing. Okay, so wherever like you're like having this thing, suppose if you want to attach this thing with any surface, say for example in water it is running, and then like it wants to hold with a stone. Holding on to a stone requires attachment. So that will be like done by pili. Okay, attachment with surface, not with other bacteria, but with surface. So next thing, okay, pili is made up of protein that is called as pilin. The formation of pili is genetically controlled. And is specific. Okay. So with this thing, that part is over. So now we'll move on to Fimbriae. They are bristle-like. They are thin tubes made up of helical proteins. They help in attachment. Listen here, there are two types of structures which are helpful in attachment. One group is what we call it as pili, and the other one is what we call it as Fimbriae. Okay, so this pili is different from Fimbriae. These two are different structures. What is making pili very different is this particular protein which is called as pillin. Fimbriae is not made up of pillin. Okay, whenever it is made up of pillin, a particular protein, we call that as a pili. Okay, and pili will not form in any organism just like that. Okay, let us say that there are like 5 bacteria, different varieties of bacteria. Maybe pili will form only in one, which is having that ability to produce that pili. Whereas Fimbriae can be seen in all organisms. It is like not specifical for Fimbriae is not specific for gram positive, gram negative. Whereas pili is found only in gram negative, and pili will be like highly genetically controlled. What is the meaning of genetically controlled? It means that the genes will control it. Only if it is having the gene to produce pili, it will be producing it. It is specific. What is the meaning of specific? The formation of pili is specific, which means it is seen only in specific species. Okay, it is not seen in every other chuma randoma. It is not seen just like that. So it is like kind of genetically controlled. Genes will control it, and it is specific. Okay, whereas Fimbriae, you might be able to see it in all these types of bacteria. So what are they? They are bristle-like structures. Bristles mari irukum. You have this toothbrush bristles. Okay, so it is like almost like that thing. So they are made up of thin tubes, and they are made up of some helical proteins. What is their main role? They help in attachment. Some people will try to interchange Fimbriae and pili and say, but pili and Fimbriae has a very basic difference. Okay, the protein which is making this pili is called as pillin. Okay, and it is seen only in gram negative bacteria. It is not seen in gram positive bacteria. It can be helpful in conjugation as well as other things, but Fimbriae is used only for attachment. Fimbriae can be seen in any bacteria. Fimbriae is a very common, like common structure, whereas pili is not a common structure. Yes, obviously it is very complex. No, there is no other name for pili and all. You just use pili. Already there are too many complications. You don't want to remember about it. Yes, this fimbriae is very similar to what you see in uterus, right? Okay. So the next thing is nucleoid zone. This is the undefined nucleus of prokaryotic cells. Harish, please see the diagram behind. No, whatever diagram that you have drawn, please try to take it and see. Okay, you are asking me if nucleoid is in flagella or is not in flagella. That is like kind of like very demeaning my class. Okay, so just please take your backside. You just refer to it and ask questions. Okay, please don't exhibit stupidity like this. Okay, so the genetic material, are we clear what is nucleoid? You have a cell, the central area, the nucleus area where it is undeveloped, that is what we call it as nucleoid. So far we have studied about the flagella and the outer structures, and then now we are coming inside the cell. Okay, so this is the new fresh area. So we have studied about the glycocalyx, we have studied about the cell wall, we have studied about the plasma membrane, we have studied about flagella, and then we have studied about pili, we have also studied about fimbriae. We have studied about all the things outside. Now we have come into this inner surface, which is called as nucleoid. Okay, so this nucleoid is being found. I mean, like we are coming to the nucleoid and we are just going ahead with it. If you are like confused with the terminology suddenly, you please refer to the diagram that I gave in the beginning. Okay, so that way it will be helpful. This is undefined nucleus of prokaryotic cells. The genetic material is present along with proteins it's a single double stranded circular DNA is the Single double stranded circular DNA is the genetic material. Nucleoid region is generally not differentiated from other parts. Okay, so someone is asking me, are these proteins refers to non-histone proteins? Only prokaryotes, I mean, only eukaryotes have histone proteins. Okay, so these are all like simple proteins compared to eukaryotic structures. Okay, so the proteins which are here are not very complex as seen in eukaryotes. Okay, the nucleoid is associated with mesosome. Okay, can someone tell me what is mesosome? Yeah, it is extension of plasma membrane. The projections which are seen in the plasma membrane. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so with this thing, it is associated means what? It is very close to it. Whenever I am using the word associated, it means it is closely there. So let us say that this is your nucleoid zone. You will see that the mesosome is kind of extended till that particular part. It is like kind of near it. It doesn't mean that they are associated, means they are attached. Okay, it is very closely present. Mesosomes are found in all types of bacteria. Mesosomes are not related to gram positive, gram negative. Only Pillay have said it is present only in gram negative. Okay. Mesosomes are seen in all bacterial structures. Yeah, only pili is exception. Only pili. Okay, are you guys done? Can we proceed? Okay, so then we have ribosomes. Okay, prokaryotic ribosome. Are of 70s type. They are made up of two subunits. The larger subunit, that is 50s. The smaller subunit, that is 30s. Together, it is 70s unit. I think I explained how this 70s is coming and it is not 80s. Please refer to my other class notes so that like you'll understand it. You please refer to the old videos which are provided. You will be able to get it. Okay. If I'm going to teach that thing, that will take half an hour for me to explain. Please refer to the old videos. Okay. The ribosomes are scattered throughout the cytoplasm. Some are attached with plasma membrane. Okay. The size of ribosome is approximately 15 nanometer into 20 nanometer. The breadth and the length and breadth is this much. Okay. So you don't have endoplasmic reticulum in your prokaryotes. So instead of endoplasmic reticulum, your plasma membrane will function as endoplasmic reticulum. Whatever role that the plasma membrane is doing will be like done by whatever role endoplasmic reticulum is doing in eukaryote It is done by plasma membrane in prokaryote. Okay, children, I mean, like lots of people are like kind of saying this is 70, 50 years plus 30 years is 70 years. I mean, like 80 years. Okay, please understand this is not addition of molecular weight. This S here stands for Swedberg units. Okay, the S here stands for Swedberg unit. It is called as the sedimentation coefficient. It's Swedberg. See the spelling, I have written it properly. Okay, so what is this Swedberg is basically indicating at what level it would sediment. Okay, in case if I want to isolate anything from a cell, I will try to centrifuge it. What is the meaning of centrifugation? So basically I have this tissue, I will try to take it, cells I will try to take it in a liquid, I'll cover it up and I'll try to use it in a centrifuge machine. When I'm using it in a centrifuge machine, there are certain parts which will come and settle down. There are certain parts which will be coming in the supernatant. Based on what I want, I can change the speed. Okay. When I am kind of using 50 Swedberg units, I will be able to isolate the larger subunit. Okay. If I am using 30 S level of speed, okay, I will be able to isolate the smaller subunit. If I am going to use 70 S of sedimentation coefficient, then in that case, I will be getting whole ribosomes. So this ribosome will be made up of 2 units. If I want to isolate only the larger subunit, I will use 50 S Swedberg units of sedimentation rate. Whereas if I'm going to use if I want only the smaller subunit, I will use 30 Swedberg units of this thing. If I want them together without getting isolated, then I will use 70 Swedberg unit of sedimentation. Thereby, I would be able to isolate them together. Okay, this is not related to the size. So you cannot add it up and then like don't tell that sir it is not coming 80 S. Okay, that is like kind of a bad logic. This I have already explained to you in earlier classes. When we studied biological classification, we were getting it. What is the need to isolate? First of all, they studied about ribosomes only by isolating them. Okay, when scientists were studying about a Swedberg unit is not only for Swedberg unit is not only for micro thing. I mean like this ribosome, but for ribosome we are using it to identify the subunits. That's all. Swedberg unit is indicating the sedimentation rate. Okay, so there are some people who are asking some questions. I'll just quickly respond to it. I'm just switching off the chat for some time. Okay, so what is the need to isolate? Only if you are going to isolate it, you will be able to study. Okay, so all the cell organelles were isolated and studied. So whenever you wanted to study about it, you need to isolate them. Okay, is Swedberg unit only for separating ribosomes? No, any cell organelle, if you want to isolate, you will be like doing a centrifugation process. There is a sedimentation rate, which means mitochondria will also have Swedberg units. Okay, but we are not using that to identify it, but we are using it to identify it because there is a difference between prokaryote and eukaryote in terms of these structures. Okay. Swedberg unit is the speed. No, it is not the speed. It is it's a coefficient which is called as a sedimentation coefficient. It is the rate at which something sediments. Okay, so with this thing, we'll stop the class. We are almost time. So I still haven't completed ribosomes. We can continue it on Monday. First slide. Second slide. Third slide. Fourth slide. Fifth slide. Please ask your coordinators in case if they are having you're having classes tomorrow or not. I'm not sure about it. Sixth slide. Seventh slide. Someone wants fourth. Fifth. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Sir, Sriram sir, நான் முடிச்சிட்டேன்.